let's be careful about sitting up there and constantly trying to attach an agenda to people's feelings in the moment. Dabo Swinney is entitled to feel frustrated. It ain't like he ain't gonna show up to the playoffs and go up against highs. He'll be there, okay? It's just that there's nothing wrong with that. That's number one. Number two, let's take this into consideration. This man has won 27 straight. I would know because I picked against them, damn it, and I was wrong. Okay, you were right when you picked Clemson to win the national championship. They blitzed Alabama, so much so that I had to go down to Clemson, Marcus, and apologize to him and his team. And they put up a video of me saying, there is no way Clemson is beating Alabama before I went to talk to the damn team.
I'm familiar with that.
They got on me big time, all right? But here's what I'm trying to say. 27 straight, 67-4 over 4 years. Do you know why Dabo Swinney is complaining? Because you have people still trying to act like there's something fluky about Clemson. It's the conference level of competition you going up against. You understand? You lucky that the SEC finished beating up on each other and all of this other stuff. He's trying to sit there and like, wait a minute now, we won 2 national titles in the last 4 years. We've been to the playoffs all 4 years. This is the 5th consecutive year, which exceeds Alabama because they ain't here this year, and Clemson is. You've won 27 straight. You are 67-4 in 4 years. Damn it, I had a little afro back then. Look, man, there's a lot of stuff that has happened in 4 years. And this dude is 67-4, and people are talking about, up until a few weeks ago, you had Paul Feinbaum on national television. Man, if the players were to begin today, I wouldn't even put him in. You wouldn't even give him an opportunity to defend their crown because he was like, what you did last year don't mean anything. It's college football. Every year is fresh. And I'm like, even if they're undefeated and they're the reigning defending champions, you trying to tell me they don't get a shot to defend their crown because they didn't pass the eye test? And he was like, yeah.
But he was wrong. He was wrong for that.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what me speaking to Dabo directly, those are the kind of things that make him say, wait a minute now, we are Clemson.
Yeah.
You better recognize. I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate that too, but I'm not buying into that. Look, first of all, here's the thing. Like, I'm one of those people, man, where it's just real to me. There were years Alabama didn't play anybody until they got to the SEC West. People argued about FCS opponents early in the season, late in the season. Dabo and Clemson, when we look at the schedule, Stephen A., they have not beat a good team. I mean, they haven't beaten a single top. Yep. Like, how can we not take that into account?
What I agree
with you on, and this is the hard part in trying to explain this to Clemson fans. This ain't nobody saying your team ain't elite. We looking at what happened this year. You didn't play anybody. That's the reality.
When they beat Texas A&M the second game of the season, we didn't know Texas A&M.
But what kills them?
But we said the same thing when Alabama beat Florida State early in the year, and Florida State ended up being a bad team. It's not that. Hold on, Mason.
Go.
We got to stop acting like we don't judge really good teams off of playing really good teams. We got to stop college football.
That's what I'm all about.
But that's my point. College football has gotten us to a point now where we at least expect 1 or 2 games where we can say. But
what you're ignoring is that we are weeks removed from people saying they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs to defend their crown.
But that's asinine. That's stupid.
But that's what people were saying.
But people just get emotion. That's emotion, Stephen.
But that's where Dabo's coming from.
Dabo is coming from the fact that he's the 3rd best team in the playoffs.
The question here is, does Dabo have a reason to complain if they weren't in the top 4, if they had no shot to defend their crown? The answer is yes for everything you said. You can't win 28 games in a row and all that stuff in a national title and not have it. That's ridiculous. I don't care what the rules are. To hell with the rules. You win, you're in. However, I'm picking to win the national title. I think they're going to win the whole thing.
So am I.
Okay. I think Clemson's going to repeat. And when they do,
I don't think it's going to be LSU.
And when they do, Clemson and Dabo Swinney will take over the era. It's them. It's no longer the Nick Saban Alabama era. If they win this year, it's Dabo Swinney and Clemson. However, if you have a weak schedule and you haven't scheduled tough out-of-conference games and you have a 1-point win against a North Carolina team, like people are going to look at that. You ain't going to be number 1.
I just want to know. Here's the thing for me. Let's take this in reverse, since I'm an SEC homer, a LSU guy.
Yes, you are.
If LSU played the same schedule Clemson played,
you'd say the same thing.
Hell no, they wouldn't be number one in the country to me. No way.
Right.
No way they would be. So why?
You and I, what you're missing for the purposes of this direct conversation,
the respect,
is I am saying to you, I disagree with your premise that Dabo is saying this because they're number 3. I'm saying what you heard from Dabo Swinney is a byproduct of all the noise throughout this season where you had people question if they should even be a top 14.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so I agree with you at that point. What I got from Dabo and what he was saying is, why aren't we the number 1 team? Because we've won and been undefeated.
I agree with that premise, and I disagree with you. In other words, it might be frustration, but really, Stephen A., he's in. So what's he really doing? He's motivating the team.
Here's my point. Here's my point, though. Why would that be the frustration when you knew you were getting in the playoffs?
Because
to me, it's about him being number 1.
I think you're making that mistake, and I'm going to defer to you because you know your college football. But please understand, I think that when it comes to the NCAA, now, if you're talking Utah, Baylor, of course, all right? But remember, we were talking Oklahoma, we were talking Clemson, LSU, Ohio State, Alabama, etc. There was a moment in conversation where we were actually debating whether or not 2 SEC teams could potentially get in. So in other words, it was plausible that they could get screwed. It was plausible. I'm just saying, I didn't think it was going to happen either, but it was plausible. And I think that when you're talking about college football and that committee and the way we have one pundit after another lamenting the committee, the state of affairs in college football, you can't trust anything. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.